Hello everyone and welcome to another Foul Original. Video games and wrestling have a long and storied relationship. Games like WWF SmackDown are looked back at with nostalgia, the gateway to a lifelong love of professional wrestling. With each year's strive for more graphical fidelity, something has been lost. The games are no longer a simple pick up and play experience. There are many of us out there that yearn for a return to the simplicity of something from our youth. Something like maybe WWF No Mercy on the N64 or WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Virtual Basement LLC are a New England-based video games company that have been making waves signing independent professional wrestlers. For what, you may ask? Well, for a new professional wrestling game. I was contacted by one of the team on Twitter. You can check me out on @foul_original, by the way. Go ahead and drop me a follow on there if you like wrestling conversation. I've been lucky enough to speak with the lead designer from the as yet untitled wrestling project at Virtual Basement, Ashton Anderson. Over the past few weeks, I was able to get a behind the scenes look at some of the stuff they are working on, and will have much more to share with you soon. Knowing what wrestling fans want is hard, but can lead to massive success. Look at the way in which All Elite Wrestling has been listening to fans to help improve and shape their product. In this way, they can truly produce something their audience wants based on feedback and prosper. Like AEW, they have got some big plans and are looking to bring the fun back to professional wrestling. The as yet untitled wrestling project will be made using Unreal Engine 4. This is a very flexible game engine that has been able to create a wide range of different games. Games such as Darksiders 3, Borderlands 3, Sea of Thieves, Street Fighter 5, and Fortnite are all built using the very same engine. Virtual Basement have lots of experience with creating games using both Unreal Engine 3 and 4. They've let me know that this will be a 3D based game, something like the WWE 2K series. One of their first games, the Mean Green's Plastic Warfare, gave us a digitally updated version of playing army men in your playroom in an epic battle between green and tan soldiers. In what could be seen as a spiritual successor to the Army Men series from the early 2000s, the game today still has a mainly positive score on Steam. That game was released back in 2015. Since then, they have helped in the development of the technically impressive Ark Survival Evolved in 2017. The prehistoric survival game, again developed in Unreal Engine 4, shows off great 3D models and environments. The game garnered massive critical and financial success on its release. They currently have a game in early access on Steam called Outlaws of the Old West, released in March 2019. This game is a Wild West themed MMO, which again shows off their flair for creating actually realised worlds for their games. Adding to their back catalogue, in November 2019, they released an MMO sandbox fantasy RPG called Citadel Forged with Fire. This is also quite an impressive game in its own right. The upcoming wrestling game will be a 3D based game. They will be using Unreal Engine 4 to develop this, so expect a game that could look on par with the current WWE 2K series, with a lot more polish. We have a sneak peek at some preview art and in-game 3D models for professional wrestler Shaheem Ali. This is one of the first on the roster to be created and looks great. The wrestlers will not be digitally scanned and instead are being created by the team. There's a lot of attention to detail here and the results speak for themselves. The motion capture is being provided by Matt Seidel and Brian Cage for the base animations. These will be used and customized as needed by Virtual Basement later on for individual wrestlers. The roster will consist of at least 60 wrestlers, with many more names still to be announced from various different promotions. These include Ring of Honor, Evolve, MLW, and Impact Wrestling. First up, former WWE NXT superstar Bull James, Impact Wrestling's Fowler Bar, Beyond Wrestling's Bear Country, Wrestle Pro's Sean Donovan, MLW's Brian Pillman Jr., Congo Kong, Caprice Coleman, Brian Cage, ROH's All Day O'Shea Edwards, ROH's Leo San Giovanni, Evolve's retrosexual Anthony Green, the first female talent signed, Gabity the Gabalorian, and Matt Seidel. Virtual Basement's previous games have really shown that they know how to execute a vision. The Mean Green's Plastic Warfare, Outlaws of Old West, Citadel Forged with Fire, and Ark Survival Evolved. The quality of these releases show that they have the talent to make this new wrestling project a reality. The recent disaster of WWE 2K20, there is definitely a want and need from the wrestling and gaming community for an alternative. We still haven't heard anything about an AEW game, so I'll be watching this with a lot of interest. This game is just starting development, looking to be released in a year or so. With the passion behind the scenes and wrestlers lining up to sign up for this new game, there's definitely something special here. We'll keep up to date with this story and bring you more on fouloriginal.com and of course here on youtube.com/fouloriginalwrestling. Who else could we see signed to this game, and what modes are we going to see implemented? What do you think this game will be called? Like the video if you did, subscribe and hit the bell if you would, share if you can. This has been a Foul Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time.